Wayne, good morning, sir. Welcome to the show.
Good morning. How are you?
All is well. It's nice to be Skyping with you.
Thank you. Good to be on with you.
Wayne, back in 2008, you ran for president as a libertarian. That's true, right?
It's correct. I won the vice presidential nomination and served on the presidential ticket with Congressman Bob Barr.
And so, are you a libertarian or Republican, conservative Republican?
I'm a Reagan Republican, and I left the Republican Party for a couple of years to join the Libertarian Party because I was so disgusted with the crazy spending of Republicans under George Bush. So I went to the Libertarian Party, won their vice presidential nomination, but very quickly came back to the GOP. It's been my home my whole life, and I do feel at home in the Republican Party. I am a Donald Trump Republican.
And why are you a Donald Trump Republican? What is a Donald Trump Republican?
I think a Donald Trump Republican says that you've got a choice of a Ted Cruz who's a pure conservative or a Donald Trump who's a capitalist businessman. And I choose and side every time with the capitalist businessman because that's what I am. It's more important to worry about business and getting America's economy back on track and creating middle class jobs than it is to worry about 1,000 different small minor issues that have nothing to do with money and jobs. As Calvin Coolidge once said, the former president of the United States, the business of America is business. And business under Obama is closed. We're in massive trouble. And we need a businessman to turn it around and restore faith in capitalism and save the American middle class from being destroyed by Obamacare. And I could tell you story after story about how Obamacare has ruined the lives of every friend I've got in the whole world.
Yeah.
And that's because all my friends own businesses. And you can't run a business anymore with Obamacare. And you can't be an independent contractor for a living, like a real estate broker, stockbroker, mortgage broker, insurance broker. That's the heart of America. And you can't do it anymore because Obamacare is bankrupting all of us. So this is a disaster. And we need someone like Donald Trump to turn it around. I don't think any other Republican could have done it. He's a billionaire businessman,
Yeah.
brilliant businessman with creative ideas to save this economy. That's what matters. That's why I'm a Trump Republican.
Do you personally know Donald Trump?
I do. I do. Met
And
him many times.
I'm sorry?
I've met him many times. I've opened for him many times. He's chosen me, I'm proud to say, honored to say I was the opening speaker at 3 Donald Trump events here in my hometown, Las Vegas, in the last few months. He's come here 3 times and chose me to be the opening speaker and the master of ceremonies. And yes, I got to know Donald. He's a good man with a good heart.
Are you going to be a part of his cabinet?
Who knows? That's not up to me. That's up to him. I never do any selling about that. I'm a great salesman, but I never sell out one. That's up to the next guy who gets elected president to figure that out. I hope it's Donald Trump, and if he is president, then he'll have a lot of decisions to make. I hope I'll be on the list.
I have just a couple more questions about that, and then I want to get to your TV series, reality TV series. You're right, and I agree with you about we got to get back to business in this country. We got to shut the borders down, bring jobs back, cut back on spending, protect the people from domestic and foreign enemies. What do you say to the Christians who say, well, the priority is abortion and the moral issues, and
I
Trump
guess
is
what I'd
not
say
have
is
a
that I'm
priority?
54 years old and I've never been involved in abortion in my entire life. It doesn't affect me. I've never had an abortion or been involved with a woman who had an abortion. I have 4 beautiful kids, but every second of every day, my life's on the line with an economy. You know what? I'd rather abortion was illegal too. Guess what? If abortion was illegal and I had no job and my businesses all failed, I don't think I'd care very much about abortion. I've got to feed my children. The number one issue is if you have children, can you feed them? Can you survive? Can you make your house payments? Can you make your car payments? Abortion has no effect on my life. Zero. Got to get that out of your mind. Deal with it later. Make sure the American economy doesn't collapse. I have 15 different careers and businesses, and they're all down by 50 to 70%. Well, the IRS attacks me and my life's going down the tubes. I just don't care about any other issue. And I don't know any other businessman in America who cares about any other issue right now. Save the economy. Worry about saving the living before you worry about abortion. That's what I'd say.
Are you a Christian?
I am. I'm a Jew turned evangelical Christian.
Right.
I believe very strongly in Jesus Christ. But what I believe, what I personally do in my life, I've led a very good life. Faithful husband. I've never had anyone get an abortion in my life. Wouldn't do it. I think it's murder. I wouldn't be involved in it. But I wouldn't spend my life fighting other people. Let them deal with God and their doctor. It's between them. I don't get involved in that. I worry about the economy 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
What do you say about the transgender people wanting to use heterosexual bathrooms? Switch it around.
I'm certainly not a fan of it. I think it's ridiculous. I think it makes no sense that a man thinks they're a woman or a woman thinks they're a man. That's their problem. In the end, if you have a penis, go to a men's bathroom. If you don't, go to a women's bathroom. Pretty simple issue. But I think it's a states' rights issue. It's none of the federal government's business to be involved. If North Carolina wants to ban transgender bathrooms, let them ban it. Yet days ago, I think it was 24 hours or 48 hours ago, you saw the federal government under Obama get involved in this issue and tell North Carolina they can't do it. It's none of the federal government's business. The people of each state should decide how they want to handle issues like this. But the most important thing is every businessman I know is in major financial trouble. No one's got the money to be ordered to build a third bathroom. You got a men's room, you got a woman's room. Nobody's going to spend $30,000 to build a new bathroom. You're going to bankrupt this country. Just another typical liberal scheme to bankrupt business in this country.
I agree. Do you think we should repeal the Civil Rights Act of 1964?
Again, this is like a Donald Trump question. I got to tell you, I just wouldn't get involved in it. I wouldn't even answer if I was Donald, and I don't even want to answer. All I want to do is tunnel vision on the economy. That's the only thing I want to talk about is what helps the economy and what doesn't. We can deal with everything else from Civil Rights Act in 1964 to transgender bathrooms to abortion somewhere down the road after we get President Donald Trump and we figure out how to save the economy and save middle-class jobs. All the other stuff is a distraction, and I tell that to Donald all the time. Don't even answer questions like that. It's a landmine that gets you in trouble when it's not the main issue right now.
I agree. Why not Cruz for president?
Well, first of all, Cruz didn't win. In other words, he's not popular. If he had won, if he had beaten Donald, I'd be on the Cruz team, But Cruz didn't beat Donald. Kasich didn't beat Donald. Marco didn't beat Donald. Jeb Bush didn't beat Donald. Carly didn't beat Donald. In the end, Donald Trump is our nominee. There's nothing else to debate about. The American people agreed with me that the economy matters and a businessman's better than a politician. Donald Trump was one of 17 people, I believe it was, running for president. I think that was how many it was, 17?
Yeah, 17.
It was 16 and one businessman. And Donald Trump beat all those career politicians. The American people and GOP voters wisely decided he was the right one. The only one that, there were two others that weren't career politicians. Ben Carson, who I like very much and might make a very good VP for Donald Trump, by the way. Ben Carson is a career doctor. But again, doctors don't run businesses. So I don't think he was the right guy to be president. And the American people decided that as well. And Carly Fiorina was a businesswoman, not a career politician. But Carly ran corporations for giant multinational publicly traded companies. Not the same thing as Donald Trump taking his own money and rolling the dice on his own businesses. Donald's the right guy.
Quick break. Back in a moment, folks. Back in a moment.